welcome to the 60th episode of the MyMuddlings Podcast. My name is Julianne and I am your host, and I'd like to welcome everybody to the podcast today. I haven't podcasted for a couple of weeks. February has turned out to be a really busy month for me. 2 weeks especially. This week has not been quite so busy. Just before I go any further, I've just remembered that I do have a fan on in front of me. I really hope that you can't hear that. You possibly can. I might just turn it down just so it's maybe not as intrusive. Yes, so although it is cooler today, we have been having some cooler weather, I do still get a little warm. I've had a couple of really busy weeks. I'm so over it. As you can imagine, as I've said before, I'm a massive introvert, so for me going out and socializing as much as I have over the last 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks now I guess, it's a lot for me and I'm not used to it. Anyway, yeah, so pretty much I've had family things. My dad turned 70. That was on the 16th of February, so I had at least 3 dinners with him and some extended family that came into town for his birthday. So yeah, that was at least 3 nights. I've had one of my best friends from high school has had her birthday, so we went out again for that. Of course, there was the wonderful Kanga Kiwi Cal meetup that we had at the brand new yarn store that's opening this Saturday, 3rd of March. This Saturday it is opening in Port Adelaide. Yes, we had the meetup there, which was fantastic. Met lots of other other knitters, new friends, and old, of course. I went down with Jess, the Sweater Collective. So yes, I saw Jude of the 7th Girl, she was there. Nicole of Cola Girl Collective, she was there. Monica of Ashen Oak, I met her for the first time there. So yeah, there was so many people down there, which was fantastic to see. And I wish Tanya all the best with the opening of the store. Hopefully I might be able to nip down for a little while on Saturday. So yeah, that's pretty much everything that's been happening, and it's just been one thing after another, and I've just started to get, my body is, starting to get a little run down. I'm feeling a bit flat this week, so even though I hadn't podcasted for, 2 weeks, I was almost going to not podcast today. I'm going out tomorrow, so this is Wednesday. I normally record on a Thursday, and there's a big truck going past. Yeah, because I normally record on a Thursday, but today's a Wednesday because I am going to spend the day with my sister and my nieces tomorrow, because on Friday they are driving up to the Gold Coast because they will be living up there for 2 months. So yeah, that's going to be a bit strange not to be able to see my nieces and my sister for 2 whole months and to know that they're somewhere completely different. My sister's husband works for a company that is doing a lot of the setup of the electricals and generators and things like that for the Commonwealth Games, which are coming up. So yes, Louisa and the girls and her husband are all moving up there for a couple of months. So yeah, tomorrow's my last chance to see them before they go. So yeah, that's what I'm doing tomorrow. So hence I'm recording today, and I really didn't feel like it. I've had a big day. I mowed the lawn this morning, then I did my cleaning checklist, and then I've made my dinner, nipped to the shops, made my dinner, so that's all ready to go, so I don't need to worry about that later. So yes, even though I'm at home, I'm feeling tired anyway. So yeah, I guess I could probably get on to a little bit of knitting. I want to kind of keep this short so there's not too much for me to edit and get uploaded, because yeah, I just, like I said, I just don't have the energy. But I figure I should get my face in and you guys can see that I'm okay, I'm still alive, I'm not pod fading. And let's just talk about the elephant in the room as well. You've probably noticed that my hair is purple, which it is. you'll remember that I had blue. I tried a different purple, then I had a blue or a turquoise, and that was beginning to fade out, but it wasn't actually completely washing out, and it just really wasn't doing it for me anymore. So I've put some Arctic Fox what was it, Purple Rain through my hair. So that was last Monday, so it's been over a week since it's been in, and yeah, it's now beginning to get quite pastel in my grey streaks, so it's beginning to wash out. Every time I wash my hair there's quite a bit of purple in the shampoo suds, so it's only supposed to last for up to 40 washes, I think, so it's a semi-permanent. But yeah, I really enjoyed having bright purple hair. If I think of it, I'll pop a picture in of me the day that I actually did it, so that you can see. But yeah, it was really funny because a lot of my family, especially my godmother who came down for my dad's birthday, she really liked the blue, and she said, "Oh no, don't put purple in, it looks really great, I like the blue." And anyway, I saw her the night that I put this in my hair, and she goes, "Oh, I love the purple," and I was like, "Well, exactly, see?" So yeah, that was pretty fun. And another little funny story that I didn't actually get to tell my sister, I'll have to tell her tomorrow. Amelia, my oldest niece, who's nearly 4, she obviously noticed that my hair was purple, and we were sitting next to each other at dinner, and it was really funny. She's like, "Auntie Jules," I'm like, "Yeah," and she's like, "Can I touch that?" Like this, and she's pointing to my fringe, and I'm like, "Of course you can, love, like just, yeah," like, and I put my head forward, and she puts her hands up, and she just lightly touches my fringe, and then looks at her fingers like the purple's going to come off on her hand. And it was so cute, and I said, "It's not going to come off, love, it's dyed my hair." And she's like, "Isn't it paint?" I'm like, "No." So that was pretty cute. But yeah, so there's just been so much going on. I guess I'll stop whinging now, because although like I sound like I'm whinging, I have actually had a really good time over the last few weeks, and I've had a lot of fun times with friends and family, and yeah, so I'm not really complaining as such. It's just I'm really tired because of it. I need to recoup my social energy again and get myself all recharged. But I don't have a discussion topic today because I'm tired, can't be bothered, whatever. So I guess I'll just talk a little bit about what I have been knitting. I've done some spinning, so I'll try and remember to talk about that as well. So yeah, I guess what I can start with, this is probably going to have minimal cuts, so we'll just, everything's here beside me, and you can see I'm in a different room as well. I'm in my lounge room, and this was something I don't think I ever actually showed you guys, it being finished. And this is my shawl prototype that I finished. Yeah, so this is knit from my plush sock base, and that is an 80-10-10 merino cashmere nylon, and it's in the colourway Popping Candy, which is just some really fun speckles on a cream base. It's blocked a little funny because I washed it and I didn't really stretch it, I just laid it over the back of the chair, so it's got a little bit of a stretched out lumpy bit where it's sort of around here, from where it was over the chair, and I really mostly just wanted to do that just so that I could see what it looked like, how the lace opened up and things like that, because when I had finished it, it was a little bit scrunchy. So clearly the border needs to be blocked out so that, you know, the edge will get its points. Jess has offered to lend me her blocking boards and blocking wires because I do not have any of those. So yes, she's very kindly offered that I could borrow them to block this out, but I'm really happy with it. It's actually turned out quite large, which is what I was hoping. Because like I said, this is one skein of yarn. I wanted this to be only a one skein project, and yeah, it's quite large. I wouldn't call it a shawlette. I would definitely call it a shawl. It's not the biggest shawl that you could ever have, but it's certainly not a shawlette either, and I think that's to do with the large gauge that I knit it in and all the eyelets. So yeah, and I'm sure I can very easily block it even bigger. So that's something to do another day before I want to take photos for my finished pattern. I've started writing up the pattern. I haven't worked on it for the last little while, but I am writing the pattern. I've already written it all down by hand. It's just transferring it into my pattern template so that I can send that out to test knitters. So this should hopefully be coming up. I'll probably announce the test in April, I would say, because clearly I'm going to Fibre Feast SA, which I have been talking about a little bit, and I've been talking about it a lot on my Instagram if you follow me there. So I've got quite a bit of preparation to get done for that, which is on the 24th of March. So the next few weeks are going to be quite busy getting things dyed up and ready for that. So, and my husband has decided to take a week's leave in the middle of all of that. So that's going to really, really help with my productivity. But I'm sure I can just settle him in here with a video game and I can go do my thing. But yeah, so hopefully I'll get this written up and ready for testing by April. So keep an ear and an eye out, and if you want to test this, and I'm sure there'll be something coming out soon. I've only been working on 2 things recently, and that's partly because I'm still trying to attain monogamy with my knitting projects. I haven't been socking lately. I've kind of lost my sock mojo for the moment. I was working on my street art socks, which you guys have seen before. I was working on those and trying to put in my Fish Lips Kiss heel, which, as you know, I've done tons of them. I know how to do them. It's all off by heart. It's all in my head. Literally, I have knit this heel 3 times and had to rip it out because I can't. For some reason, I'm good, I'm counting, and I've got all my double stitches, they're all fine. Then I go to doing my picking up all those double stitches rounds, and there's something wrong. My stitch count's out, and I cannot figure it out. So those are kind of in timeout at the moment. That might have been what has destroyed my sock mojo. But yes, those are in timeout, not working on them at the moment. What I am working on is... this is a test knit. So this is the Theberton shawl, and this is a test knit that I'm doing for Jess of the Sweater Collective. So I think that's the 3rd time I've name dropped her in this podcast, I think. Jess. And in case you didn't know, she's actually my neighbour. She's just lives down the road from me. So yeah, and is my new knitting buddy that's nice and local. So this is her new Theberton shawl, and yeah, I'm knitting this out of my Swindon sock base, and this is a purple that I created to go with my Earl Grey colourway. So I do have, because I initially started this with the Earl Grey, I wanted to knit it with the variegated, but it just ate up all of those textured triangles. You cannot see them. Can you see them? I dare you to see them. The textured triangles are not there, and you can clearly see the triangle textures here. So, you know, I should have known, and honestly, this colourway is not supposed to have quite so much of this deep brown in it. I dyed 2 batches of this at once, which basically meant I wasn't quick enough to stir the dye, and it just set where it was because it was there too long. So yeah, it's strictly not supposed to have quite so much of that dark. It's supposed to be a bit more caramel coloured. But yeah, that is the Earl Grey. So this was a purple that I created to match with the purple in the Earl Grey colourway. So now that I've podcasted about that, that can get frogged. But yes, I need to do, I think, because it is a 2-colour shawl, or you can do it as 1 colour, but I'm going to be knitting it as a 2-colour because there are moss stitch stripes in it. So my moss stitch stripes will be with the Earl Grey. So the body is in this coordinating colour. I haven't named it anything. Earl Grey purple, I guess. that can be what I'm calling it for the moment. And I've got this super cute little, I'm not usually one for skulls, but I got a charm pack to make some progress keepers, and there's these little sugar skulls in there, and I really kind of thought it was cute, so that's my progress keeper that I'm working with. So I think I have, what am I up to? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've done 6 repeats of the pattern, and I need to do, I think, 14 before I get my first moss stitch stripe. So got a little way to go. I've memorized the pattern, so that makes it a lot quicker. It's just I can just knit back and forth because I know what I'm supposed to be doing next, just off by heart. So yeah, it's been a little bit stunted of late because our lamp, which is right behind us, right behind me, shall I say, it's an IKEA lamp, and we got some spare globes when we got the lamp, but both of the bulbs have burnt out, and now we can't find the other bulbs, so we have to make a trip to IKEA to see if we can get replacement bulbs for it. So the reason this is stunted is because we've actually been just burning some candles at night for light in the lounge room. So candlelight, not so great for doing knitting, especially fingering weight knitting. So yeah, this basically can only get knit during daylight hours at the moment, which is a bit disappointing, but I'm getting there. I'm getting it done. It should be done by the deadline. But yeah, that is my Theberton shawl test. The only other thing I've been working on is I have dug out again my White Horse pullover. So I will pull it out and you can see what I'm talking about. I have spoken about it before, and it is the lace yoke sweater. This is a pattern by Caitlin Hunter, who is Boyland Knitworks, and it's inside out at the moment because that's how you knit the body and the sleeves. I am on my first sleeve, and if it helps you to recall, this was the one that I wanted to knit quite long and do short rows at the back to do a high-low hem. So you can probably just see it's a little bit longer at the back there than at the front. So I finished the body, and I'm now knitting my first sleeve. So the pattern, I believe, it's a cropped sweater in the pattern, and it has cropped sleeves, I think. But yeah, I'm just making it all long because I got plenty of yarn. I'm on my 3rd ball, and this is what is it? Bendigo Woolen Mills Milky Way in the Nova colourway. So this is my 3rd ball. I've got 1 more, so I'm going to have plenty to finish my sleeves. So yeah, it should fall, the front of it should fall on my hip joint area, so below my tummy on my hip joint. So that's according to my measurements. So that's from underarm to my, I think I took my measurements underarm to waist and then underarm to hip joint, and I think it's 21.5 inches or something like that. But from my, I'm very long bodied, so that's from my underarm to my hip. So yeah, I haven't tried it on. I probably should, but I'm sure it'll be fine. I'll have to try it on because the instructions don't have instructions for full length arms. I'll need to try it on just to make sure that I get the arms the right length for myself. And the only thing I have noticed about this is that I didn't even think of when I was picking up my stitches, because you know when you pick up, because it's knit top down, you put your sleeve stitches on hold. When you pick up your sleeves, you have to pick up these stitches here on the underarm. I think I'm pointing in the right spot, yeah? So of course I picked them up, they look all nice and neat, and then I realised that I'm actually knitting inside out. So yeah, the side that is right side now has this, I don't know if we can, it's very hard to manoeuvre. There we go. You got this line here from where I picked up the stitches, so yeah, that's not fantastic. I might try and change it on the other side, but by the time I realised it, I'd already knit quite a bit of the sleeves, and yeah, I decided I wasn't going to rip back. Because, I mean, let's face it, who wanders around with their arms up in the air all the time? So nobody's going to see it. It's right up under the arm, you know, in your armpit, so whatever. But yeah, I might try and do something different on the second side so that it looks smooth on the outside, but I may end up just doing exactly the same as what I've done now. So yeah, this is pretty basic, it's just going round and round and round on my sleeves because there's no shaping on the sleeves. They just come down as one width. So until you get to the cuff, when there's a decrease, I think you lose a third of the stitches on the decrease. So yeah, before you do your cuff. So yeah, I guess it's just knit, 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 knit until I get down to reducing for the cuff. So this is the jumper that I'm really looking forward to wearing in winter, and I'm wanting to get it done as part of the Whip It Good knit along that we've got going on in the Ravelry group. So there we go, that is what I've been knitting on. And I did a plenty of blather at the start, so I'm not going to bother with that. I don't have a shop update. I probably will not have a shop update until after Fibre Feast. Of course, if you are in Adelaide and you can get to Blackwood on the 24th of March, please come and see us all. We're very, very excited. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I think I'll leave it there, get this edited, and then go pick up Simon from work. So yeah. Happy crafting, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm sorry it was a bit of a weird, blathery, whingy, all over the place podcast. You got some knitting. I didn't talk about my spinning, but I'll pop a photo in now and you can see it. It's some Kathy's fibres in one of her one-of-a-kind colourways. And yeah, so happy crafting. I hope you guys will have a fabulous week, and fingers crossed I will be able to record again next week. Thank you for watching, everybody. And I'll see you. Bye.